What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the FILA Sports Podcast Rivalry Week show. This week, we're talking none other than those Valdosta State Blazers, college football all day. It's your boy, Coach Mario, and my co-host, Don. What's going on, man?
What's good, y'all? How y'all doing this evening? Glad y'all can join us. Normally we do this show on Wednesday, but the threats of Hurricane Dorian, we want to go ahead and get it out the way because we know some people that may be affected by the storm. I know our special guest that's on right now, Juston Lewis. We want to make sure he get to a safe spot and escape the storm as well. So everybody that's being affected in Florida and areas of Southeast Georgia and the Carolinas, we'll keep you guys in our prayers. Y'all be safe out there, please. Make sure y'all take cover, right, and try to evacuate. Get out of there as quick as y'all can. With that being said, we just doing the show this tonight. We not only just talking about Valdosta State football, we also talking about other teams in the state as well. All right. So if you're new to the channel, you already know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Also, share this content out with other Atlanta sports fanatics or other fanatics of Georgia collegiate teams. Also, hit that like button. Also, hit us up in the comment section, and we'll get back with you with your comments. As always,
Come holler
at your hometown sports podcast.
Sports Podcast.
All right. Our special guest this evening is Juston Lewis. How you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going? It's great to be on with you guys.
Thanks for coming on with us. Let them know who you are and what you do, and if where they can find you at and that type of stuff.
Okay, well, I am a senior mass media major at Valdosta State University. I am also a beat reporter for the Valdosta Daily Times. I'm a sports reporter for the Valdosta Daily Times. My two main beats, at least for this season, I have the Lounge High Vikings, who are a 7A school that I have that beat, and I also have the Valdosta State beat as well. I've been freelancing. I've freelanced for the Valdosta Daily Times for about 2.5 years, and then they offered me a position. So
What's up?
I didn't graduate yet, but we're making it work. I have one more semester. This is my last semester, so I'm just trying to navigate everything. Social media. My name is JUSTONLEWIS _ Again, JUSTONLEWIS _ You can follow me there on pretty much everything, really.
That's what's up. You say you follow the Lions High. I'm a big time high school football guy myself, Justin. So we gonna on another later date discuss some high school football. Those Vikings y'all got down there. But tonight we're talking college, and I'm sorry, Coach. I always call you Coach. I'm Coach Don. I'm tripping. I keep calling you Coach. I did that like the last 3 shows.
Hey, don't feel bad. I used to coach before anyway, so it don't matter, man.
Yeah.
But I go by Don though.
Yeah. But before we get started and running down on what happened last week, Don, let them know where they can listen to us at.
All right, you already know. Follow us on Twitter at FILA _SP. Follow us on Instagram at FILA Sports Podcast. Facebook, like our page, FILA Sports Podcast, and also check out our content on Spotify at Forever I Love Atlanta Sports Podcast. You already know our main hub of how we do things, how we shoot live on YouTube. Forever I Love Atlanta Sports Podcast. The only thing you got to do is type it in. You go to that our YouTube channel, you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, you good to go.
Simple, huh? That's all you gotta do?
That's it. It's real simple. And it's free. It's free. We ain't charging nobody anything, So
yeah.
Well, let's go first, and then we can talk about charging, man.
All right. So let's run down the weekend college football, and then we'll get into some Valdosta State talk.
Hold on, Charleston Nash in the chat. He said, "Rise up." What's good, man? You can stay, guys. y'all can stay for whatever, man. I know we talking college football, but look, if y'all got any questions, long as it's sports related, long as y'all ain't coming in here talking about politics or no drama or whatever, like we
chicken sandwiches.
We ain't no, you know, we not the sports TMZ, man. We talking sports. We talking ball. So if y'all want to talk ball in here, hey, let's talk about it. If y'all New Orleans Saints fans, if y'all New Orleans Saints fans up in here, man, hey, we can talk. We can talk sports.
Talk about y'all.
Yeah, talk about you. Yeah, exactly.
To your face. All right. We run down UGA. What do we are? UGA had a conference win Saturday. They opened up in Nashville. They took big care of business, 30-6. They have Murray State this Saturday, 2 p.m. You can catch that. I'm sorry, at 4 p.m. You can catch that on ESPN2. Georgia Tech opened up the ACC network last Thursday. They dropped the I almost said a close game. They dropped the game 52-14 to Clemson.
About that game.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just programs they drop close. This Saturday though, they hope they can get back on the winning track. They have South Florida 2 p.m. on the ACC net, playing on the ACC network. So hopefully, Coach Collins can get his first one. And Georgia State went up to Knoxville and knocked off the Volunteers 38-30. Big win for Coach Ellis over there at Georgia State. They come back home Saturday at 7 p.m. They take on Furman. You can catch that on ESPN Plus or ESPN3. However you look at it.
That was a game right there, man. That was a game. Like they literally beat Tennessee. They almost got paid $1 million. They got paid $1 million, almost $1 million to beat a D1 school. So they beat them. They took the money and they beat them. Like Tennessee program, man. Just throw that whole program away, man.
Saturday Georgia State game. I have secured my first ever media credential, and I will be covering Georgia State and Furman game. I'm super excited. I've never done it before, so it'll be an experience to cover the game and an experience to come back and tell you guys what's that like. So I'm super excited to be able to do that. Who we got next? Georgia Southern, not State. They went down to Death Valley on Saturday and they got killed. Ooh, yeah, I've been working on it all day. It was easy. 55-3. They come back home Saturday and they take on Maine Saturday at 6 p.m. You can catch that on ESPN Plus, ESPN3. The Don has. Hold on now. Don. Yeah. How's that gonna work? You gonna be able to go to the game with Dorian? I just thought about that. The Don was supposed to be covering this game.
I am covering it.
You still are?
Hurricane Dorian's not gonna hit that area.
Okay, but I'm saying you don't have to. Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Trust me. I'm going. Okay. So look, I told you guys we growing over here. We growing. We got media credentials now. Yeah.
If y'all didn't know, my boy Don, he's a Summer Hill representative, but he lives down now in the Savannah area. So that's why.
So but back to what I was saying though, we got media credentials now. So this is the first step to a lot of special things to come for this brand, you guys. We told you guys back in the beginning, man, that we got something special brewing. So just stay tuned. But yes, I will be in the press box at the Georgia Southern game this Saturday at 6 o'clock to see them take on Maine. Also, last week when they played LSU, quarterback Shire Works, his day-to-day, he got hurt in the game. And then defensive end, Juston Lewis, I don't know if y'all remember, but he transferred from Syracuse to play at Georgia Southern. He's out for the year, so that's a huge blow for their defense. So, but yeah, I'll be at that game, covering that game Saturday. So, Coach is at Georgia State, and I'm at Georgia Southern. So,
and Coach Lunsford, Georgia Southern's coach, said he's kind of being kind of cryptic, but it seems, reading between the lines, seems like he expects Shy Works to play. But if not, former Southwest DeKalb quarterback Justin Tomlin, redshirt freshman, look for him to make the start, but I expect the Shy will be here.
Oh yeah, Justin, did you go to Southwest DeKalb?
Yes, sir, I did.
You did? Just know it's
Yes,
always
sir.
Cab.
Yes, sir.
I'm a Solis Cab graduate. I'm pretty sure looking at you graduated long after me. What year you graduated?
2015.
Oh, wow. All right, I graduated in 96. Okay.
Respect.
That's what's
Hey,
up.
let me say one thing about JT.
Okay.
Justin Tomlin
I know
was a
JT.
menace. He was a menace from the time he's touched the field. His freshman year was my senior year, and I mean, he was young, but he led them. Let's just put it that way. So
I remember JT from like youth ball. So yeah, I remember watching him play a long time. Yeah.
He's a menace. I hope you don't want to wish any injury on anyone, but I mean, if he gets that moment, it won't be too big for him. I know that.
Yeah, one thing people just don't know is he take off, that boy can run. He is stupid fast. Okay, Kennesaw State. Saturday they take on Kent State. They're going up to Ohio. That game is at noon. You can catch that on ESPN3. Last Saturday they got their season started. Actually, I think it was last Friday. Kennesaw State got their season started. And they had a 59-0 win over Point University.
I had no business playing that team.
Yeah. But like I said, they're going up to Kennesaw State, Kent State, a D1 program in Ohio on Saturday to take on them. Morehouse plays at Edward Waters on Saturday. That's a school in Florida at 7 p.m. They lost a close one yesterday to Alabama A&M. They play in the Black College Hall of Fame Classic up in Ohio, right near Kent State, up in that Canton Hollis in the same Northeast Ohio area. They dropped a close one to the Alabama A&M Bulldogs, 35-30 in the first annual Classic yesterday. So it was closer than I thought. I thought Morehouse would get their head beat in, so it was closer than I thought. And that brings us Clark Atlanta will have their season opener Saturday. They're taking on Livingston at Panther Stadium over on James P. Brawley Drive, 7 p.m. Livingston College. I don't know what Clark has this year. Livingston used to be pretty tough, so I don't know what Clark has. Clark traditionally hasn't, been too good.
Yeah, I ain't been good since the 90s.
Yeah. West Georgia Saturday takes on. I never know how to pronounce this school. Is it Catawba? I've never known the correct pronunciation of that school. I've always seen it written down. I've never heard anybody say the word. So that's Saturday. I just know it's in North Carolina. I know what it is up in Salisbury, North Carolina. That's Saturday at 12. If you want to see it, you got to go to it. Fort Valley will take on the Miles Golden Bears. That's gonna be that's a little rivalry, Fort Valley versus Miles. Black college people. Anybody want those two schools? That's a good time.
HBCU, baby, HBCU.
HBCU. I went to Morehouse. Just you didn't go to Morehouse too. Oh, you went to Fort Valley.
He at Valdosta State.
I know. Hey man, I'm 41, man. I get confused easy, man. All right, he graduated in 2015. All right, give me a little. I got CTE. He was ain't serious.
Don't play that on no CTE.
Hey, knock on wood on that. All right, and then like I said, Fort Valley and Miles, 6 p.m. on a Saturday. If you want to see that one, you have to go to Birmingham to take that on. Don't go to Birmingham. That's terrible. All right, and that brings us to Valdosta State. Saturday, they're going to take on Albany State, 7 p.m. in Albany. That's pretty intriguing rivalry there. That's pretty intriguing rivalry, and I'm pretty sure that you get a nice little crowd at that game too. I'm pretty sure you get some nice, I'm very interested in I wouldn't mind being able to see that one if I could. But first, like I say, we'll jump to talk about Valdosta State. If you didn't know, they're coming off a national championship last year. Coaching change though. Prolific offensive coach Kerwin Bell was hired to be we'll see Kerwin Bell Friday, Saturday in South Florida. He's the new OC at South Florida. If you didn't know anything about Valdosta State last year, they put up offensive numbers that are just unbelievable. If you see them on paper, you wonder how did they do this? Did the other team ever touch the ball? And like I said, new coach coming in. Justin, the first thing I want to ask is, how do you think the transition will be with the new coach? And what are you expecting from the new offense? The new coach, I'm sorry, is Gary Goff, who played at Valdosta State, and I must mention he played. His head coach was Hal Mummy, and his offensive coordinator was Mike Leach. And I might be showing my age right here, but a lot of people might not remember Hal Mummy used to throw the ball 60 times a game, and then he went from Valdosta State, and he was the head coach at Kentucky, where you guys might remember Jared Lorenzen, who recently passed away. Hal Mummy was a quarterback at Kentucky back then, and brought a 40, 50 time throwing the ball to the SEC, which they had never seen before. So how do you think the transition with the new offense will be under Curran Bell to Gary Goff?
Well, the thing about the offense, the air raid offense, it's not that much different than what everyone saw last year. It's a few tweaks. There are a few differences. I think Kerwin liked to go outside, where Goff, he might throw the ball inside a little bit more. But as far as seeing prolific scoring, I mean, we'll have to see on Saturday, but I think the team will do just fine as far as scoring. They still have all of their players. The Leandre Gallimore led the receiving yards. He had over 900 yards last year. Rogan Wells, who was the Harlan Hill runner-up, that's a Division II equivalent to the Heisman. Rogan is still there. I've been watching Rogan a lot during their fall camp, and his progressions are getting better and better. He's making better decisions this year, which I talked to him a little bit, and I was like, Rogan, you only threw 4 interceptions and had 50 total touchdowns last year. How can you get better than that? And, he was telling me how if you watch some of their games last year, they started off slow. They would score 1 touchdown in the first half or no touchdowns in the first half. And then you look at the final score, and it's they average 52 points a game. 52 points a game. I don't care what level of football you're playing. If you play 14 games and you can average 52 points through those 14 games, that's kind of scary. So I think this transition from Coach Bell to Coach Goff is going to be pretty nice. They just wrapped up fall camp this weekend, so now they're going to be starting their game planning for Albany State. Last time they went to Albany, they had a 29-12 loss in 2017. That was Rogan's come-out game, pretty much, because he got in the second half, and from that point on, I think he started every game that he was healthy. So, we'll see how it looks on Saturday, but I'm not expecting that big of a drop-off.
Okay. All right. Before we move on to the next topic, let's check in with everybody who joined us in the chat. We appreciate everybody who joined the podcast. Charleston Nash, thanks. Rise up, always, Charleston. We're going to take care of business up in Minnesota this weekend. Jordan Shell's checking in. Thanks, Jordan. What's up, Trey? Always checking in. What's up, Jonathan? Checking in. Jonathan Posky says Valdosta State is where his grandma got his master's for education so she could be a teacher. That's what's up. Your grandma needs an award or a plaque, Jonathan. I bet you can cook too.
Yeah, I'm currently right now, believe it or not, I'm currently enrolled at Valdosta State right now, trying to do ed leadership. So
you got any eligibility there? You think you can get out there?
Man,
no? A little linebacker? Okay.
I'm so banged up, man. My back,
we like Roughnecks.
My knees and stuff messed up.
The movie Roughnecks. That oddly enough was on HBO all June and July, all summer kept coming out. But we'll move. No. The thing that we talk about, Justin, that I want to let people know that I don't think people know. We talk about the air raid offense, which, like I say, has been in place pretty much in Valdosta State since Hal Mummy brought it in late 80s, early mid 80s, I should say. But what people don't understand or realize is last year Valdosta State threw for about 500 yards a game. They rushed for 262 yards a game. How is that
How is that
possible?
possible?
So
Exactly.
we hear about the air raid offense, but these guys are running the football too. How is that possible?
So it was really weird because two freshman running backs, Jamar Tompkins and Jamar Tompkins playing style, they're kind of contrasting, even though it doesn't look like it at first. Jamar will run you over, keep going. He'll be carrying three guys, and his will hit you, and then a juke move on you or something. And his speed, his acceleration, they're both preseason all conference too. Like they're the only running backs have that got a preseason selection, and they're both playing for VSU. That offense, it was humming last season, and I same this season. But another really really undervalued point that I think get the veteran leadership on that team last year cannot be understated. You had guys who were playing 6 years there. They redshirt and then they get hurt, so they're just in the program for 6 years. You have guys who come who the wide receiver, then he converts to DB, and Stephen Denmark practice squad. These are guys that really really grind, especially on defense. There were a few on offense as well, but these are guys that really really grinded, and I mean, it was kind of like the perfect mix, you know.
Um,
I heard
you,
y'all
you,
got. I heard y'all got some good recruits this year too. One boy to watch out for, man. This boy is a bad man. Ashby Crib. You heard of him?
where's he
No,
from,
no,
Dan?
yeah, I'm still, yeah.
Ashby Crib. Look
You know
out.
where he from?
He's from him. He's from I believe Wayne County,
Wayne
Georgia.
County? Okay.
Yeah,
What position is he playing?
I'm
receiver.
Receiver? Okay.
Hmm.
We'll check this out.
I'm still getting to know some of the newer guys. Obviously, you have so many players. It's about 80 players out there throughout fall camp, and then some of them are going to redshirt. But I'm still learning a few of the newer guys, so I'll keep my eye out for them.
All right.
Hey, I got, all right, before we move on to the next topic, I have to soapbox for like 1 minute. And I just have to soapbox because Don brought up recruiting, and I like recruiting. I'm big. My with recruiting, never big time any coach, because the way we're talking about now will help. Kerwin Bell. Kerwin Bell used to be the quarterback at University of Florida. Kerwin Bell was a head coach at Valdosta State. He was there several years. Now he's moved on to be the head coach at South Florida. You never big time a coach, because you think about last year, Kerwin Bell was coaching 2, 3 years ago. He was coaching D3 football. He's coming into your living room to recruit you, hey, or calling you on the phone. You might not be a fit for that school. You might not be there for school. But you think about 10 years from now, Kerwin Bell will be the head coach at Nebraska. And you'll graduate, and you'll be trying to be a graduate assistant somewhere. You'll be trying to get on the coaching staff. You'll be able, you never big time anybody, because these relationships in college football come full circle. Like I said, how money. Several guys from Valdosta State have moved on to the FBS level or D1 level, from D1, D3, however you want to call it. So just never big time anybody. Never, you guys, never big time anybody, because you never know. College football is huge, but it's a very small circle.
I
All right.
remember that the Falcons, we had our defensive coordinator back in 2010, 2011. I forgot his name. He coached at Valdosta State.
Yeah. Hey, you look at Jess Simpson now, D-line coach for the Falcons. He was Buford's head football coach, 5 years ago? He was head coach in high school football 5 years ago. Now he's the Falcons head coach. Jess Simpson could branch off to go get in the college game, or he might work his way up to the rankings to be a head coach in the NFL. And think about the guys at Buford who played for him. And now like Sean McVay. Sean McVay played quarterback at Marist. I remember when he was at Marist, man. You never big time these relationships. If you know Sean McVay started out, have you ever been to training camp? Like, was that training camp done? Sean McVay started out picking up the dummies and doing that. That's how he started out his NFL. He was that guy. He was a do boy at training camps and worked his way up. and had the knowledge, man. You never big time anybody because you never know those people that you're big timing now will be big time later on. All right, and I digress. I'm sorry. All right. So moving on, and now you mentioned earlier Rogan Wales. I want to bring him up. He won the Harlan Hill Trophy. That is the equivalent to the Heisman for the Division III. What do you think that his pro prospects will be like? Do you think he'll get a shot, and do you think he can actually make a team, or do you think he'll get a CFL or Arena League? What do you think he'll do after Valdosta State?
Well, that's the thing. I know we've been talking about it in some of my media circles, and a lot of people are telling me that he's, pro ready. I don't know. He's very talented. He, like I was saying earlier, he's deceptively fast. If he gets an open field, he will run right by you. I saw it happen to West Georgia. He ran through all three levels of West Georgia defenders who they were the second best team in the conference. So, he's a very, very talented player. But the thing that I think will get him his NFL shot or his pro shot, which, a lot of guys around the nation are talented. But Rogan is a leader. His character, his leadership qualities, the way he carries himself, he's probably one of, people that I've ever interviewed. He's one of those you really won't have much bad to say about him. If he messes up in practice, the coaches will talk to him. He'll make it right like that. If you're going down for a drill, he's the first one there. And if he's not the first one there, it's because he was talking to one of the other guys to tell them they need to be the first ones there. So Rogan, he's definitely one of those guys that I think his character speaks a lot more than his playing ability, which says something because of how talented he is. But I think these next 2 years, because he's only a junior, he redshirted his first year, played 2 years ago. He split time with Adam Robles. And last year, obviously, 52 points a game. He had 50 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. So these next 2 seasons will really build his profile.
Okay. And I wanted to ask you about, because I when you look through the schedule, you look and a team scoring 52 points a game, you're like, wow, who could slow that down? What do you think that is it a letdown if you don't repeat this year?
I don't think so. It's so hard to go through any football schedule. I don't care if it's, Pop Warner. I don't care if it's middle school football. I don't care if it's ninth grade, high school, whatever. It's very, very hard to go undefeated through a season. It's very, very hard to be so good that there's no other program in the nation that could beat you in any means. So I personally don't see it as are there expectations around here? I mean, obviously. When those lights hit this Saturday at Albany State, people are going to be expecting them to run them out of the stadium. I don't know if that'll happen. I mean, I'll just be honest. I said it earlier, 29-12 last time they took a trip up to Albany. So I don't know. I don't see it as a letdown. The community might feel other ways because they've been pouring into this program. They've had a lot of fundraisers. They've had a lot of, different community activities where fans are coming out and showing support. But for me, it won't be a letdown. But I kind of get a chance to see what everyone else doesn't see. I see the players working at 8 a.m. in the morning after, having a 20-day camp. I see that, I see the guys. I hear about the guys going to treatment at 6 a.m. Like that wears on you. So I don't know. I feel like it won't be a letdown, me personally.
Well, this is my unpopular opinion about the program at Valdosta State. I feel like you guys, Valdosta State, they can hang probably with Georgia State, Georgia Southern, and Sun Belt. That's just my opinion.
The
They
only
probably could.
the only difference is like scheme wise, yes, they're gonna they're gonna make some plays. The only difference is when you talk about the linemen, Georgia State just could like when you talk about D linemen, they could just throw so many more big bodies at Valdosta State than they could. And when you especially talk about Valdosta State's D line, the bigger programs. But as far as scheme wise, if you get some quarterback time, any of those programs will have a tough time stopping that passing attack. Anybody would.
Yeah. Well, I argue that even with that, Coach Bell recruited guys. It wasn't like, oh, okay, it was quality. I mean, you have a guy like Brandon Kemp, who starter. I think he's the most tenured player on the team at lineman. He was winning first team all conference in his freshman season, and then you have a guy like Dynasty all conference. So the players, they may not be as big, but when it comes to heart, when it comes to drive, I think they would be able to hang with them. At least at that level. I mean, if we're talking about going up against SEC players and stuff like that, then it might be a different conversation. But
unless it's Tennessee,
unless it's Tennessee, right. Unless it's Tennessee, that might be a breeze.
That would be killer Tennessee success. Yeah. All right. I wanted to backtrack a little bit, and I've been thinking about this all day, and I didn't quite figure out how to formulate the question. But you mentioned the community earlier. When you think about Valdosta football, the first thing we think about is the first thing I think about, I think anybody, is the high school, Hyder Bazemore, Nick Hyder. You think about all the championships, title town. Does the college play in the shadow? Because also, we don't have just Valdosta, like you said, you brought up Lowndes. We have Coffee, you have Colquitt. That's not too far away. It's South Georgia football. It's legendary.
Right.
Does the college play in the shadow a little bit, do you think? And if so, just how's the whole feel? Basically, I like to just know more about.
You say that, and there might be some people who are mad at me for saying this, but 100% yes. Information. If you go on the Valdosta State Athletics website and you check the attendance for each game, and that was for the duration of Kerwin Bell's time. And then you get to the West Georgia game last year, you have 10,000 people there. I think the exact number. Cool. But for the following 3 playoff games that were at home for the next 3 weeks, the attendance didn't get over, I want to say, 3,000. So it's just that drop off. Like, and people will say, oh, it's because, the schools that we were playing, they were so far away, they couldn't travel. And people just, they don't come out to the VSU football games. The people that do come out, they wholeheartedly support the team. But for the ones that are just, it's a Saturday night, oh, what are we going to do? They're 9 times out of 10, or let me not say 9 times, 6 times out of 10, they're not coming to the games.
So just a reference for people who aren't familiar, about how many is Valdosta High School averaging on a Friday night at that same stadium? Because people don't know they play at the same stadium. People don't know.
They play at the same stadium. I don't know the exact numbers. I've never seen the attendance numbers. But I will about Austin and Lowndes, it's 12,000 people at the stadium. Like full capacity. You have to be in your seat. There's not just, oh, you come and choose whatever seat that you like at, like a Hallford or stadiums like that are the same size. No, you have to come, sit in your seat, and that's it. It's 12,000, which is, crazy to me.
That's South Georgia. That's South Georgia football, period. Like, there's nothing to do now.
Right.
Yeah. Like, so Friday nights, every stadium, it doesn't care if you have a winning record or if you ain't won no game at all that whole season. everybody go come support the schools, man. Everybody come out there. I'm talking about the stadiums be jam packed. Jam packed. I done covered so many high schools down here, man, and like I kid you not, it's a state of mind, man. Like college football. I mean, high school football. It's a state of mind down here, man. So
we check into the chat real quick. Jonathan Fosky said, "Yeah, his grandma does make the best mac and cheese we've ever had." I mean, Jonathan, we're gonna have some events. I mean,
how many cheeses? How many cheeses she put in there?
Yeah, which cheese?
Oh, that's the question.
I made some mac and cheese
right
Saturday.
I put like 7 cheeses in mine.
I started to take a pic of. I made some Saturday. And he also says all he's gonna say on the whole undefeated thing is the first season my Pop Warner coach put me at wide receiver after 2 seasons of begging my team. Was the first in my receiver department to go undefeated. So after you made the switch, they went undefeated. You don't want to start talking about little league teams because I won the national championship as a little league. Y'all don't want to start that. But anyway, Jordan, say what?
That was back in the old days, man.
That was 1988, Glenwood Hills Panthers. We played live on Nickelodeon.
I was 1 year old. I was 1 year old.
Hey, bro, we still won the championship. Okay. But anyway, Jordan Shale said, honestly, before the championship, he felt Lions High and Valdosta High really ran the football scene in South Georgia. And Jordan, I think that's fair. Like, I'm sorry. Valdosta State started playing football in '82. Valdosta High School has been playing football over 100 years. When you talk about that and when you think about it, I always go back and reference this. I bring up my dad all the time. My dad is 74. My dad grew up a fan of the Colts, he told me. And in baseball, he grew up a fan of that's what he got on TV, on the radio. When the Falcons and the Braves came to Atlanta, my dad was a young man. He was grown. He didn't grow up loving that team. They didn't exist. So when his dad watched and listened on the radio, so I go back and I reference that to Valdosta football. You have kids in that area whose great grandfathers played and supported the school. So it's hard for a team that got started in '82 to have the love of a team who started in the early 1900s. So that's just the way it is in South, but they love their football, and Valdosta State plays quality football. But it's just how it is. I'm sorry. It's Georgia. We high school football crazy. Yep. All right. But moving along, Justin. All right, so we talked offense. What do they do when they're not on offense? do they play offense? Do they play defense, or they just let the other team score so they can get back on offense real quick?
Well, last season their defense was scoring. You had guys getting interception returns. The thing that always stands out to me, because I was really nervous when they got the bye week in the playoffs, because all of the other Gulf South Conference teams were folding. All of them took losses and they're out of the playoffs. So I'm like, man, this is supposed to be the best conference and we're supposed to be the best team. What are we going to do? The offense kept one touchdown and they were having another slug. And then out of nowhere, Steven Denmark gets an interception. And like I said, he's a converted receiver. He gets that interception. And, some guys, they get an interception and they're just like, okay, let me go down so my offense can get back on the field. No, he took it to the house. I'm talking about he was juking guys. He was making people miss. He was out pointing, telling his blockers where to be. So defensively, they get after it. They have a nickname called the Black Swarm. And it's because they wear those black jerseys.
Yeah. I'm saying ain't no racist stuff, is it?
No.
Okay, all right. We don't play
that. when you're a ball carrier and you get the ball and you're running, you'll see one black jersey, and then you'll look up, and it'll be the whole 11 guys out there after you. So it's the defense. They have a tenacious defense. And they got a new defensive coordinator this year too. So we'll have to see how that goes. Hopefully, they can duplicate the results, because in order to score 52 points, you got to keep the other team off the field relatively quickly. So I think they're going to try to do that. Again, we'll see how that goes.
All right. Well, the last question I want to give you is I think that they will take a little step back this year. I don't think they'll score 52 points. I think they'll only score 49 this year. So I think, but do you think do you think they'll repeat? Do you think you guys will repeat? Do you expect to get another ring this year?
Okay.
Personal feelings out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad you asked. You said, do I think they'll get another ring this year, right?
Yeah. The analytical Justin, not the fan Justin.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no fans in it. Okay. When I'm on, I'm on. They will get a ring, but it will not be a national championship. They're going to win the conference. The thing is, there are so many good teams out there. They played one last year. They played Notre Dame of Ohio. And that was a team that was just as young as VSU was last year. And if it wasn't for a 100-yard interception return, they probably would have beat them in Valdosta. So, that's a team they're licking their chops. They're like, hey, we got to go get them. I feel like conference-wise, the talent that the team has, it'll be better than any other team. I don't think they'll go undefeated in the conference. Right now, just off of thinking about it, I think West Florida will be the sole loss of the season. They have that game at home on November 9th. I think West Florida will get them. They're a relatively young program. I think they have 4 years, but 2 years ago, West Florida was in the national championship. They were runner-ups in it. So I don't think they'll repeat as national champions, but I do think that they will repeat as conference champions.
I think the conference championship is in the bag. Like you say, Natty is hard, but I think they're definitely, like I said, they're still going to score a ton of points because they bring back the same offense and they bring back I don't know, like I said, Gary Goff's offense, but I know who he's played for, and I know he's played under and coached under guys who, score a ton of points. So I imagine you'll bring that up. What do you think, Don?
Yeah, I think that y'all will win conference. As far as national championship, I think there's hungry teams in Division II who wants it bad as well. So,
all right, man. Check in the chat. Who else? Trey. Trey said the culture has been built for people to start supporting teams, and Z joined, and Z just wanted to say LSU. So you're an LSU fan, Z? All right, you joined late, Z. You just joined. We're about to wrap up. Exactly. And he just had to join just to put LSU. Okay. Who LSU got this week, Z? Oh, y'all got Texas. LSU and Texas this week. Z, who's going to win that one? Y'all going to get – why am I asking you? Of course you're going to say Texas. LSU.
Sam
eligible. Yeah. That game, it's in Texas? That game in Texas?
I don't know if it is or not.
I actually don't know.
Yeah. All right.
But Reggie, he wanted to join us. He watching Notre Dame getting killed by Louisville. But I told
Notre Dame, they up. It's halftime. They up 7. You see me keep glancing back. I'm looking at it. They up 7. 21-14. So Notre Dame is up.
Oh, okay. But
I'm checking out because I have some kids I coach, some kids I know, and a little cousin at Louisville. So some freshmen. I definitely know several freshmen at Louisville. Louisville came through the Georgia area.
But yeah, I told Reggie we were talking high school football in here, so I guess he probably tried to rush into the chat and talk high school.
Tell him we ain't talking about maize. We finna go. Bye. We're hanging up on Reggie. We ain't talking about no maize. Raiders, no powder blue. All right.
Only thing maize was known for was the girls. That was it. Was it. I went to AP. I went to AP.
Get myself in trouble. You almost got me in trouble, Don.
We talking about when we was kids, man. We not talking about that.
Oh yeah, me and my wife don't have no secrets yet, but I know something amazing. But anyway, Justin, my East Side representative, my fellow Panther, let them know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let them know one more time where they can find your stuff at. And what you do, and anything you want to plug? No, you got that mixtape, brother.
Valdosta Daily Times. I mean, you know, that was a secret. You didn't let the cat out of the bag. I was gonna drop that after graduation. Now I gotta push it back even further. But no, Juston Lewis, JustonLewis_. That's my socials. Just check me out. If you guys want to know about Valdosta State, I will be at the game on Saturday. So, you know, check out the live updates. I'll be sending the tweets as they come in as the game is happening, and then I'll have a recap for it. So just if y'all want to know anything about VSU, you can DM me or email me. Either way.
Hey, make sure you retweet us too when you doing a live tweet, man.
Hey, yes, Justin. Is there any way if they want to watch the game that they can tune in?
Or if it is,
catch a replay?
It will be through the Valdosta State Athletics. So you can just type in Valdosta State Athletics on Google and it'll take you to the site. I don't believe it's being streamed this weekend. I may be wrong about that. It's crazy because they've been talking about adding games to stream. So I don't remember if that was one of the games that was added, but the home opener, which will be September 14th, that will be on ESPN3, if I'm not mistaken. So you can definitely check that one out.
Yeah, I want to see high flying offense. Definitely do that. Yes. All right, Don, you got anything before we get out of here?
Hey, one more time, go back in the chat real quick. I think Jonathan put something in there.
Oh, he did. Yep, I had to scroll up. He said, "Coach trying to keep it professional." He said so. Then went back and said, "Score, let the hood out, Coach." Oh, Sco. Oh yeah, I'm the king out. East side all day. I'm on the road. You know. Yeah, I say Sco.
Yo, you know how.
Yeah, I be trying out for. But you know, I don't know if any of y'all gonna send these clips in to ESPN, Jonathan. So I had to say score.
We country, man. like we don't say Capitol Home. We say Capitol Home.
Capitol Home. Yeah. We don't say in the middle. Of it. All right. Thanks, Justin, for joining us again, man. And we'll definitely check back in with you during the season, pretty much, man. And hopefully, you can give us a report on Valdosta State and go Blazers.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And appreciate you coming on, man. And everybody who joined us live tonight, appreciate y'all joining us. If you go watch this show later, if you have any comments about Valdosta State, please hit us up in the comment section. We'll be back next Wednesday on our regular schedule. Hopefully there will be no more hurricanes affecting our schedule.
Be safe, man.
Yeah, guys, I'm being serious. This is Category 5. Y'all need to take cover and try to evacuate if y'all can, if y'all haven't left yet. But yeah, on that note, we'll be back next Wednesday to talk about Georgia State football. We'll have, I believe, Ben Moore. He's going to join us to talk about Georgia State program. And
I'm trying to meet him Saturday.
Oh yeah,
I'm trying to meet him on a Saturday as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah, hit him up, man. Hit him up when you get a chance. And so if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Also, share this content out with other Atlanta sports fanatics and other Georgia collegiate fanatics. Also, hit that like button and also hit us up in the comment section. We'll be back Sunday with our regular show to talk about, to review the first season of the year, Falcons versus Minnesota. We're going to recap that game, and we're going to have Falcon Alley, otherwise known as Allison Smith. She's going to join us to review the Falcons game. So we'll see you guys this Sunday. Y'all stay safe. We out.
Tell them boys playtime's up. Tell them put the house on me. They can put the house on me. Tell them put the house on me. Tell them boys playtime's up. Tell them put the house on me. They can put the house on me. Tell them put the house on me. Tell them boys playtime's up. Tell them put the house on me. They can put the house on me. Tell them put the house on me. Tell them boys play. time's up.